Howdy all. Karmakut's KP Liberation server is an engrossing and fascinating experience in milsim combat online. One of the key components that makes it successful is the leadership provided by the squads, platoon, company, NCOs, and officers that lead up to 120 players in combat against a challenging AI. I know a lot of players are struggling or want to get into squad leading but don't know where to start, or concerned that they might screw things up. So I've put together this series of videos to help guide you through how to lead troops on the Karmakut KP Liberation server. This is not meant to be a lesson on tactics. What it is meant to be is a guide on how to get yourself set up, techniques I've seen some of the best squad leaders use to keep their guys together and keep them moving forward to accomplish the mission. Because after all, you controlling your squad is what it's all about. If you're looking to get a ton of frags out there, then squad leading is not for you. The squad leader's job is to herd his cats, keep everybody under control, and communicate effectively up and down the chain of command. You have to ensure that at all times you are maintaining all-around security, and you need to make sure that you guys are fed and watered, have ammunition, and casualties are taken care of. And you have to do all this while turning the commander's intent into action and fighting effectively. It's a tall order. What we'll see over the course of these videos are mostly good examples of squad leadership. We'll see some funny stuff, we'll see some not so good stuff, but all of it goes into learning about what to do and what not to do as a squad. As for me, I've spent 25 years in the Army. All of it except for one tour as a drill sergeant on the very pointy end of things. While us infantry types can spot each other fairly quickly on the server, that doesn't mean you have to be a military veteran to be an effective leader on this server. I've seen a lot of high quality squad leaders here without any military experience. So let's get into it. So what are some of the differences between the Karmakut KP Liberation server and some of the other servers? Well, first of all, it kind of sits in between an open gaming server like Invade and Annex and a full closed milsim unit where you have to apply to get in, and there's training and they don't let anybody else in. It's like open to everybody, and everyone pretty much does their duty on this server, which is nice because it just makes it a lot easier to conduct military operations when everybody's on the same sheet of music as to what we're looking to accomplish. The server runs 24/7 and it is persistent, so basically there are always guys on there working towards taking over the island or whatever map we're on. And that can take days, weeks, or longer to capture all these things, defend against the enemy who's trying to keep you from doing that, and pretty much it never ends and everything builds upon the next mission. The server is very new guy friendly. You can usually find somebody on this server that's going to help out a new player, which is nice. However, things move fast here, so you sort of have to be prepared, particularly if you're a squad leader, to carry on the mission. There's not the traditional 1/3 planning versus 2/3 preparation for a mission. You pretty much get your plan, and within a few minutes you're on your way out to the mission. So you have to do a lot of prep before even getting the mission plan and be ready to go. Finally, this mission already has a very impressive AI behind it that's fighting and doing everything it can to prevent us from accomplishing the capture of the island. However, you also have Zeus on here, and there are players that are very adept at Zeus that will take advantage of a wary squad and lack security. And also they add a lot of role-playing interjection with the civilians. And the civilians, if they're pissed off or maltreated, will ultimately lead to IEDs and guerrilla attacks on your rear areas, and you don't want that. What kind of players will you find on this server? Well, I'm happy to report that the majority of them are willing to work together and follow someone who knows what he's doing. So that's good for you guys. Also, be aware that a portion of these players at all times are very new and sometimes even first-timers to Arma. So you have to be patient, and there's usually somebody around that's going to help them out. There are always a core of experienced players and participants that are there to help out and keep things moving along, and that's what makes the server so successful. Now, there are sometimes a small percentage of asshats or people unwilling to work with others, but they do a good job of weeding these guys out. But sometimes you just might run into the occasional clueless guy, and you're going to have to work through that. Enough of all that now. Let's get into the details of what you need to do for milsim squad leading. Okay, to be a squad leader on this server, you need to get into one of the squad slots, and you're going to see it says squad leader. Scrolling down, you can see most of these are full right now, but you're going to find one that's empty. And to be a squad leader, you have to go in that slot. Now, do not take one of those slots if you're not going to be a squad leader. You'll probably get moved out of it. And don't take one of those slots if you're not prepared to be a squad leader. I recommend, if you haven't been a squad leader yet, you try being a team leader a few times. Yes, you can join into a team leader slot, but really any guy could be a team leader. You're going to go up to your squad leader, you're going to say, hey, do you need help? I'm going to be an assistant, and you're going to be an assistant squad leader or team leader. I'm going to cover some equipment that squad leaders should carry on them, or make sure they're squad carries, that may not be apparent to regular shooters. Your most critical task is communication, so let's go over setting up the radios.
Okay, here's how you get your radios set up as a team leader or a squad leader. You should be carrying PRC 152 in your slot over here, and the ASIP. There's a couple different ones. It depends on what color pack you want. It's irrelevant. So, first thing I'm going to do is hit Control P. I'm going to call it my 152. I'm going to check the frequency assignments as they're set up in Karma's thing. So I'm going to go to channel 1. I can hit keypad 1 to get that. Double click up here. I'm going to type in our frequency. Let's say it's 130. Hit enter. Alright, now I'm all set. That's channel 1. Channel 2, I'm going to set to your platoon frequency, because you have to, even as a team leader, should be monitoring both freaks. So I'm going to go 100. Hit enter. Now I got channel 1 130, channel 2 100. Now, to set them to recommend that if you're carrying the backpack radio and the squad radio, you set these radios to different airs. So I'm going to hit the stereo settings here. I'm looking in the lower left hand corner, so I'm going to set this to the left air. See, I can cycle between. We'll set it to left air. One last thing we'll do is we want to be able to monitor the squad channel, but also the platoon channel. So I'm going to go to channel 2, right, and I'm going to hit set additional channel, and now it says A2. So now I'm listening on. I can go back to my squad channel, talk on it or whatever. But if I hear something on the 2 channel, somebody's trying to get a hold of me, I can quickly cycle right over to it and talk on the channel. Now this button over here, if you press this by mistake, your sound's going to come through the speakers on your radio. It's going to piss everybody off. So if that happens, go here and click this again until you get headphones only. Okay, I'm going to hit escape. Now I'm going to go to the the platoon radio. I'm going to hit Alt P. Same thing. I'm going to double click up here. I'm going to put in the frequency for channel 1, which is, let's say, 30. That's the company frequency. Hit enter. I'll go to channel 2. Let's say I'm going to put 80 in here. Let's say that's the medic frequency. Okay, now we got these 2 channels here. Finally, same thing. If I want to set stereo settings, I'm going to click on stow, and I'm going to go to right only. So now I got something in my left ear, I got something in my right ear. That's how that works.
Hopefully you already figured this out as a grunt on the server, or you're going to need a mag light for your map, because that's how you read it at night. So you activate it through your ACE interaction key. Literally, in every time I've been on this server, some knucklehead will go like, oh, it's the middle of the day, we don't need to take nods, or we don't need flashlights or whatever, or illume. And sure enough, these missions last like 4 hours with the server time being sped up. So you're going to need the ability to see at night. You're going to need the ability to cast illume for your squad, whether through grenadiers or you carrying something yourself. So make sure that you have the ability to operate at night, or else you're kind of useless to the company effort. Leaders must grab a rugged tablet out of the arsenal. This is the C-Tab mod. Look it up online, learn how to use it. It's critical for control and coordination. Smoke is critically important, especially for a leader, way more important than frags. Sometimes you need to mark your position with a colored smoke, but most of the time you're going to be using smoke to cover an open area while you're trying to evacuate wounded or get across a dangerous spot. IR strobes and even chem lights are important for helping to mark your position and deconflict friendly fire incidents. You can attach it to yourself or throw it on the ground. A lot of squads will take cans of spray paint and they help mark buildings that have already been cleared, and this helps not get surprised if you walk by an area that has enemy in it. Having selected your squad leader loadout, now get your squad together. Grab a tent, tell them, hey, meet at the blue flag or the red flag, and have them all get over there and then check them out and get them all together. While you're out getting the op order or finding out what's going on up the head shed, your team leader should be getting the unit together. And also the tent's a good place to give little briefings on what you expect. Let's listen to Ryan Beer as he briefs his squad.
Run my squads in a slightly different way than I think most people do. I like to stay at the back and have all of my squad members in front of me. And I need somebody to call on as a just navigator, guy walking in the front, point man, breacher, whatever you want to call yourself. So that can be you or that can be someone else.
I'm fine with that.
So whenever I call on point man, I'm just going to keep it simple, the point man. I'm going to need point man to get in the front and, you know, continue on whatever direction I called out before or with that command. I mean, yeah, I might forget your name.
Yeah,
It happens.
I understand.
At some point, they're going to call the whole group together and the commander's going to give an operations order. It's your job to understand the intent of what the mission is and what your tasks are. So grab a paper and pen and pay close attention. What I've done in this sample op order is I have written down some of the notes that I would have taken on this briefing.
Gentlemen, let's go by the convoy. Karma will brief here.
All right, first platoon, we're ready for this brief. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started here. All right, this is first platoon. We've got 4 squads here tonight. 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4. 1-1, 1-2, 1-3 are all infantry squads. 1-4 is going to be weapons, providing us overwatch and running with our AAT and HAT. Second platoon is going to be operating in the far west, different AO from us, so don't expect them to kind of help us. We're pretty much going to be on our own. We've also been tasked with Hellhound, which is going to be running the Busk one right behind us. So he's running that Bradley. He's going to be running armor destruction, right? He's targeting hard armor targets or hard targets. We have AA, yes, with us. So Lancer, your job is to get these fast movers, prioritizing, you know, any kind of L-39 that's in the air or any kind of Mi-24, to basically protect Hellhound, okay? As far as movement and our convoy tonight, we're going out in a ground convoy. The vehicles behind us are the ones that we're using. We have 3 transport trucks and 2 open-top 240 MRAPs. 1-1 will be mounting into both the MRAPs, so that should be 5 guys in each MRAP. You guys should be topped off at 10, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Currently
Okay,
at
perfect. 11? Okay, well, you're going to have your overflow
We're
just...
dropping one. We're dropping one.
Okay,
That's fine.
all right. 1-2 is in the front covered vehicle. 1-3 is in the center covered vehicle. 1-4 is in the rear covered vehicle, okay? I'm going to be dropping some ammo boxes here so that you guys can mount, can load them in, so that we have some ammo as we get out there. I'm also going to request that Hellhound packs a couple ammo if they have space in their cargo as well. Order of movement to our AO on the north here. On my highlighter, if you open up your maps, it's going to be 1-1 in both the open top 240 MRAPs, followed by 1-2 in their truck, 1-3 in their truck, 1-4 in their truck. All right, pretty straightforward. Hellhound's going to be at the rear with the Busk in order to just provide rear security with that armor. And just mainly, we're trying to get to our dismount point as fast as possible, which is on my marker here before our first phase line. Once we get on to our dismount marker, once again, this route is on the red. The red is first platoon, the blue is second. Don't worry about the blue markers tonight. Once we follow this route out and we get to our dismount marker, we're going to move to our staging positions, and that's indicated by the phase line alpha marker, okay? We're not crossing phase line alpha until all of the squads are at their pre-designated staging points, okay? Once all squads are ready and Hellhound is set on the road, I'll call for first platoon to cross phase line alpha.
will cross. You guys can see exactly where we're going. Very straightforward tonight, right? 1, 3, and 1, 4 are going to be hitting that radio tower, while 1, 2, and 1, 3 stage outside Amir. So 1, 2, and 1, 3 are just going to hold at this little village here, while 1, 3, and 1, 4 hit this radio tower before. Once this radio tower is secure, I'll call for phase line Bravo to be crossed, at which time first platoon will then cross this second phase line. 1, 2, and 1, 1 will push Amir. 1, 3 will push into either Amir or the barricaded village, depending on how it looks. So either the farm or the village. 1, 3 is going to be on flex at that point. 1, 4 maintaining Overwatch and base of fire on top of the hill proper, okay? All the way through, Hellhound's going to be integrated with the infantry line, maybe a little offset to our rear in order to protect it a little bit from RPGs and such. But for the most part, Hellhound's going to be integrated with us. So if you ever need to get behind cover, you need to call out a target, you're going to be throwing that to Hellhound, okay? Hellhound's going to be where on 310?
Yes, 310.
310 or 100, or are you on 100? You monitoring 100?
Yeah, I am monitoring.
Okay. 310, 100, or 30, all right? For my platoon leads or fire team leads, if you guys need to throw a target over to Hellhound, mark it on the map, feed it up through the comms, okay? Once again, my stinger, very important that you prioritize any anti-armor air assets. So I don't give a shit about MI8s, don't really matter about that or anything light. Only things that can take out Hellhound.
2-6, meet me in the command post.
Pretty straightforward comms for tonight. If you don't know already, whatever your internal squad is, usually it's 110, 120, 130, 140. If you have fire team comms, use your fire team comms. Platoon leaders, platoon comms tonight are 100. Platoon leader or squad leaders need to be on 100 with platoon lead. Company, in case we need to reach air, we need to reach actual, we need to reach, Hellhound or any other company asset 030 tonight. And my medics, you guys should all be on 080, okay? That's pretty much going to be it. We're going to load up these vehicles with ammo. I'm going to give you guys a little time here to sort out any micro stuff you need to sort out, or get your kits changed or get your squad sorted. So squad leaders, go ahead and break them out, and then we'll step off in about 10 mics, okay?
Usually you can have a very short amount of time, less than 10 minutes between the end of op order and move out to make some final coordinations and get things ready for your squad, so make the most of it.
1-2, what do you want us to do?
1-2 over by the blue flag. 1-2 come over by the blue NATO flag.
I was gonna say there's like 4 of those. I think everybody got it. Good job.
That was the first test.
I'm proud of all of you.
Alright guys, our Mako is going to be the 2IC. However, we need 11 sets of eyes here. When we're moving, we hit to a halt. Check your buddy, make sure you got 360-degree security on our squad at all times. A lot of times I'll be talking on the platoon net. Did anybody have any questions about that op order? Okay, take 2 minutes and get any last minute shit you need from the arsenal or whatever. And then we're going to be boarding in the first covered truck.
Right to that.
Copy.
Okay, I got kind of broken up there. 130 or 13. Let's make sure we got all any extra supplies you guys are going to need in the second covered truck, and extra medical, extra M72s in case we run into some armor. Looks like we're going to be doing
bus thing.
Building to building clearing is what it looks like on the map.
One with the GL on it.
So the bane of the squad's existence is how much weight it has to carry. And managing this weight aggressively is how you can keep your squad mobile. Let's ride along with one squad, which is being held up on a critical move by one guy who refuses to accept that he's carrying too much stuff and he's made a mistake.
Taking fire from the north, over.
Roger, I got eyes on it now.
Fill me up.
Oh, dude, thank the Lord. Here you go, take that fucking shit off me.
Alright, I got it.
Shit off of me.
Is that
There's some C4 there as well, just in case you want it.
fucking C4? Who the hell are we fucking beefing with,
Mate,
dude?
I've blown up tanks with C4, mate. It's a OP.
It's a BTR to our northwest. It's about 1,000 out, moving towards us.
Roger that. Hunkered down, see if you can lure him in for AT. You've got AT, correct?
Hey, firm. Yeah, just a bunch of laws and I think an AT.
Yeah, we should have AT.
All right, Roger. Let me know if you need any resupply, reinsert, or anything. Over.
I have got an
Yeah, we could use some
on me as well.
240
Assassin
rounds,
1-6,
5.56 and Moz.
It works, honestly. I was doing
Roger. See if you can coordinate with Ogre over 30 for that. Over.
Try put your weapon away. Hit 0 and put your weapon away. It'll help a little bit.
Also, double tap C for combat pace.
Which way you need
Yeah,
Ogre 1-6. Did you copy that last?
Copy. Copy.
Just hold
What
tight.
the fuck are you carrying, man?
Dude, he put C4 in my fucking bag, dude. He probably has a shit ton of explosives.
Hold up.
Do we need C4 Karma
Literally,
for
dude,
some reason?
I
have a
no. You
law.
can dump it.
Guys, dump
I
that
have a
C4,
law.
set one charge and blow it all up so the ginnies don't get it. We don't need C4.
What? But I want it.
I don't give a fuck if you want it or not. Get rid of it. You're holding up the entire unit.
Wait, how much do them guys weigh? They weigh exactly the same amount as me.
We should be rocking the 70 to 80, 90 if you're carrying something special.
1-6, this is 1-9. I'm moving out with Assassin 1-1.
78 pounds, dude. There's some shit.
Some of
What
it,
is
all of
the
it,
Karma?
though.
When you go medic, what do you normally weigh?
Medic and like hat are usually different because they have their shit. But I'm rocking 73 and I got a law.
I'm 94 and I
two
have
laws,
a
dude.
law.
Are you a
on me
medic?
too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually fine. But if you try to spread, yeah, you shouldn't be you shouldn't be
1-1,
too
be
fat.
advised that BTR is moving in your guys' direction.
There's a BTR headed this direction. Heads up.
Bro,
I hear it.
Stay there in your range, please. Yeah, this much issue.
1-2, let's go. Move out.
Karma, are you bleeding or are you good?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Sorry, that is a BMP, not a BTR.
Roger, I have ears on the BMP to my south. Over. Some of these guys just Skyrim pack their bags filled with all this shit, and they have to take a fucking walk and break every like 2 minutes.
Every time someone on the squad carries too much stuff and they get weighed down, they can barely keep up. If you're carrying more than 90, 95, 100 pounds, you're going to be holding everybody back. So leaders need to like police this, check everybody's weight, and also make sure we've got enough spare ammo and everybody's carrying the right equipment for the squad to accomplish its mission. So the pre-combat check is a great way to do that. I know you got some guys that want to carry the little Gucci sniper rifles with the fancy scopes and whatnot, or 6.5 millimeter. But when those guys run out of ammo, they not only screw themselves, but they screw the whole squad. Because pretty much the only thing you get resupplied on is 5.56 and machine gun ammo.
14.
Alright, you're good.
I'm 62. I gotta get more mags. I have one mag and one grenade launcher. Right round.
Alright, just go resupply. Grab an 8. No, you got GL. Never mind. Go. You're good. Los, you're good.
95 pounds with 1,000 rounds of machine gun ammo.
Yeah. You're good, Los. I've seen you.
So now you've got you and your squad together, you're all equipped and briefed, and you're ready to head out into the wild blue. What I've covered here are not meant to be definitive solutions to squad leading. Your best bet as a trooper is to run with different squad leaders and see what they do best, what they could improve on, take those, learn from them, incorporate them into your own leadership style. This concludes the first part of the series on how to be an effective leader in any milsim operation, not just KP Liberation. Next time we'll talk about what you're going to do when you're out in the field. Thanks for watching.